大家好，晚上好。这么晚，你们是需要戴口罩吗？还是啊？我们没有戴口罩。不要紧，不要紧。OK。我们出门的习惯好像习惯，因为今晚我们沟通是讲话，你们戴口罩有时候我们听不清楚。OK。可是今天早上我们晚上，因为 hello， welcome， OK。今晚我们有彼得博士从美国Nebraska， 他特别过来教书在我们新加坡大学 NUS， 然后感谢他的时间过来帮我们分享哦。We want to thank Dr Peter from Nebraska in America, and he's here to share with us tonight. Okay, and we have interpreter Matthew Tan, but you listen to him while you introduce yourself. Okay, all right. Welcome to this evening. I'm really happy to be here to meet you and then to share some ideas. I want to just talk a little bit about who I am and my background. So I was born in New York City. So because I was born in America, we call ourselves ABC, American Born Chinese. But my parents are from China. My father came from Guangdong, and he grew up in Guangzhou. And my mother is from Guangxi. So they were next door, the two provinces were next door to each other. So my father left China in 1947. And my mother left China in 1949. But they met in New York City. My mother was a medical doctor. And my father was a pastor. So my mother took care of the body, and my father took care of the soul. When I was growing up in New York City, I became interested in mental health. So when I grew up, I went into social work to help people with mental health. So I studied about the mental health in China. And the oldest psychiatric hospital in China was in Guangzhou.
这些在精神上的这些医生都是在我们州那里。
So I visited that hospital many, many times, and I met my wife there.
所以我去那里多次，就遇见了我的妻子。
My wife was a nurse at that hospital.
妻子就是一个医院的护士。
So I have a question I want to ask the group tonight.
所以我要问你们大家一个问题。
So when you hear mental health, what do you think?
当你听到一个心理健康，你有什么想法呢？所以你听到这个精神健康嘛，心理健康嘛，你有什么想法？心理保健这个事情啊，这个题目啊，有什么想法可以分享一下？可以，有人要回答，分享。我想好了。
也想多了解一点这个知识吧。Okay. So mental health is very extreme.
所以这个心理保健是很极端的。
So when I look at the people in the room, everyone here looks very healthy.
当你这些人大家都看起来好像很健康似的。
But even if you look healthy on the outside, on the inside, we all have stress and complications.
所以说，虽然我们外表上看起来很健康，但是内心里面有很多复杂的。
It's just part of life. We worry about many things.
这就是生命的一个自然的事情，我们经常担心很多事情。
So I'm visiting Singapore. My wife is back in Nebraska, so I worry about her.
所以我今天这次来到新加坡，但是我的妻子在Nebraska 美国那边，我很担心她。
And so I imagine you also worry about your friends and relatives wherever they are.
所以我也想象你们也担心你们的亲戚朋友，不管在哪里。
And that's normal. That's to be expected.
这个是很正常的，很必要的。
And there are many stresses we have in our life. You all know your own stresses. Oh, so we all have stress in our lives.
我们生命中很多压力。
And so I want to share some ideas on how to deal with your stress in a better way.
所以我想分享一些意见，怎样比较好应付这个压力。
First, I want to talk about some bad ways.
所以我要先介绍一些坏的方法。
All right, so when you have a worry or stress, sometimes we keep it inside.
所以当我们有一些忧郁，我们有时候会藏在心里。
Because we don't want to show other people that we're weak.
因为我们不想让大家看到我们是软弱的。
So you don't talk about it.
所以我们就不去谈。
Why is that bad?
为什么这坏？
Well, if you don't talk about it with your friends or with somebody, it goes inside your body, the stress.
对，因为如果你不跟一个人说的话，说出去，它就会在你里面内心这个压力会存着。
So we all have, let's say, a headache or back pain or stomach irritation. These are symptoms of stress.
所以我们经常有头痛、背痛、肚子痛，这就是压力的一些情况。
So it's good to be able to identify what is bothering you and then to share it with someone you trust.
所以最好就是先了解什么事情在干扰你，然后去跟一个信任的朋友分享。
So it's good to have friends, and it's good to, in your friendship, talk to them about your stress or just your life.
所以在我们生命中有好朋友可以分享这些事是好的。
So I've been in Singapore for a couple months, and I don't know too many people.
我在新加坡几个月，但是我不认识很多人。
But Singapore is filled with many people.
但是新加坡有很多人，
So sometimes I feel lonely,
所以有时候我也觉得孤单，
which is strange because there's so many people in Singapore, but then sometimes I feel lonely.
这个很奇妙，因为新加坡很多人，但是我还觉得孤单。
And feeling lonely is, I don't like that feeling.
所以孤单这个感觉我不喜欢。
So for myself, I force myself to make friends and then to find people to talk to.
所以我自己个人，我逼自己去认识朋友，然后找一些朋友去谈话。
So even now I don't know you, and we don't speak the same language, but it's good that I'm talking to you.
所以现在我不认识你，我们也不讲同样的语言，但是跟你们谈话是好事。
So you can think about later when you feel sad or lonely or stressed to find someone that you can talk to.
所以接下来你们可以想起，如果你们伤心或有忧虑的时候，找谁去谈？
Another way to deal with stress is activity.
一个应付压力的方法是活动。
So I like swimming.
他喜欢游泳。
So I swim by myself, but the activity, the physical exercise is healthy.
就我一个人游泳，但是这个活动是健康的。
I don't do it as much as I like, but when I do it, I always feel better afterwards.
我没有运动不是很多，但是我做了后我就觉得很好，很舒服。
So I saw next door there's a pool table and maybe other machines, and you can do sports, whatever they have here.
所以我看到隔壁有那个桌球的游戏，桌球。
So
还有一些健身的东西。
exercise is good, even if you go for a walk. It's very healthy.
所以健康很好，因为走路一下也是健康。
Sometimes I get lazy and I don't want to talk to somebody and I don't want to exercise.
所以有时候我懒惰，我不想跟别人谈话，不想运动。
I think we all do this. Sometimes when we feel stressed or worried, you take a nap or you go to sleep.
所以我觉得我们要这样做。我们压力的时候，我们就睡一个小觉，或者睡一会儿。
So sleeping and a nap is good, but not too much.
所以偶尔睡一会儿是好的，但是不要睡太久。
So talking is good for stress. Exercise is good for stress. And then some rest is also good for stress.
所以谈话也是对压力好的，运动也是，还有睡觉也是很好的因素。
The next idea, you may not think of it as helpful, but in terms of your body, it's necessary.
下一个概念就是，你觉得可能会帮助你，但是对身体是很重要的。
And that's healthy eating.
那就是健康的饮食，吃东西。
Healthy eating is good for your body.
健康饮食对身体很好。
So if you can control what you eat, that's good. So I don't know where you eat, but you want to watch what you eat that is healthy.
所以你如果可以控制饮食，那是好的，但是你要看住你吃什么，健康的。
So these are things about the body, but I'd like to talk a little bit about your thinking, your mind.
所以这些都是身体的问题了，但是我现在要讲关于心理的问题。
Let me ask the group a question.
让我再问你们一个问题。
What do you think is the most important organ in your body?
你觉得身体最重要的器官是什么？
心脏。心脏。The heart. What else? The heart.
还有什么？肾。
What else? Heart, kidney. What else? The brain. The brain. Why the brain?
为什么头脑？
头脑能学东西嘛，能交流。
要控制你的食量。
对，控制人的言行举止。
控制你的这个。
Right. The brain is an organ.
这个脑是个器官。
Right, so if I cut over my head, you can see my brain.
如果我刚开我的头，就能看到我的大脑。
But the mind is not a physical thing. The mind.
但是我的精神就是肉体的。
So I want to talk a little bit about the mind.
所以我现在谈一个精神。
And I don't want to talk about my mind. I want to talk about your mind.
所以我要谈你们的心理。
So the mind is actually the most important part of who you are because that's what you think about.
所以这个心理是很重要的，因为这个是我们想象的东西。
So I'm looking at his T-shirt. His T-shirt says, "We shall overcome."
我在看他的这个T 恤，他说我们要克服。
That's a good idea from the mind.
这是心理头脑的一个好的概念。
And I saw someone else had a T-shirt something about happy.
我还看见另外一个弟兄他的 T 恤是 happy 快乐。
So happiness, good thoughts, they come from the mind.
对，快乐好的想法都是从脑来的。
So if you have good thoughts, you'll be a healthy person in terms of your mind.
就如果你有好的想法，你会是个心理健康的。
So when you have stress, or worry, or loneliness, in addition to what I said about the body, it also can be controlled with the mind.
我们有一个压力、孤单或者忧郁的时候，这个对我们身体和心理的。
The mind can control your worries.
你的心理可以控制你的忧郁。
So I'm going to share a word with you. Hopefully you can translate this. The mind can do reflection.
所以我现在分享一句话，就是这个我们的心里可以做思念，我们可以思念。
So something happens to you, right? And then the mind can ask, why did that happen to me?
所以有些事发生在我身上，我们的心里可以讲，为什么这事发生在我身上？
So I'm going to ask you all to think of something that worries you And let's just think about that for a few seconds.
所以我想问你们一些让你们忧郁的、担心的，我们去花几秒钟想一下，有什么？
Everyone has an idea, right? Okay. So you ask yourself some questions about that.
有一个概念，你就问一些问题，问你自己。
So one of the foremost is like, why am I thinking that?
所以第一个问题是，为什么我在想这个概念
What can I do to have better thoughts?
我怎么样可以有更好的想法？
What can I do to avoid that situation in the future?
我怎么样可以避免这样的情况发生以后？
So you can just do this in your mind and think better, think more clearly about what happened to you.
所以你可以在你头脑里思想，想到为什么这些事发生。
Here's another idea with your mind.
再讲一个概念，关于心理的。
I do this a lot. It's like, what can I do to help somebody else?
每次做这个事，就是我能做什么帮助别人？
Because we're social beings. We need other people.
因为我们是可以喜欢交流的，所以我们需要别人。
Because when you help somebody else, you actually help yourself.
因为如果你帮助别人，你是其实在帮助自己。
Because when you help somebody else, it feels good that you help them.
因为如果你帮助别人，你感觉很好，因为你帮助他们。
If we just be by ourselves, then we end up very lonely, and then you have all these other issues.
如果我们只是孤单一个人我们会很孤单，还有会有很多这些事问题。
So just think about the people in this room here.
所以我们先想象这空间的人，
If he's helping you, and then you help him, and then you help him, and everybody's helping each other, everyone's going to feel better.
因为如果这个弟兄帮助他，还有他帮助他，大家在这个空间的人会比较快乐。
And when that happens, that's really good mental health.
如果这事发生了，那真的是很好的一个心理健康。
So really, the best mental health and to deal with stress if we are all helping each other.
所以真的最好的应付这个心理问题就是我们帮助彼此。
So I studied psychology.
所以我学了心理课程。
And one idea is that if you have problems, you go see the psychologist.
一个概念就是有问题的时候去看这个心理医生。
But in many ways, we're all psychologists.
但是很多方面我们都是心理医生。
And so if you deal with things inside of you, as well as you help other people, that's the answer to life.
所以如果你能应付你心里面的事情，又帮助别人，
Answer to life.
这就是生命的答案。发现。
So I want to just pause here and see if there's any questions.
我想在这时刻停住，看你们有什么问题，问他。
Any questions of any kind?
有没有任何的问题？什么样的问题？
Does it, what I'm saying, does it make sense?
说的这番话，听得懂？
Not only do you understand, but it you want to believe it?
你们自己要听得懂，但是你们想相信吗？
相信。
你说的可以说挺对的，就是有些情况比较对嘛，相当于有一些情况。
说得好。
So, okay, if you understand it and then you believe it, the next thing is if you will practice it.
所以如果你了解并相信，下一步就是要去行动。
行动，你这我问一下，就是有时就我想就是莫名就发火，没有什么事情一定要发火，怎么造？
脾气容易暴躁。
对。
应该是影响你要说的意思是开解方法的对，应该是给你生
Anger is a very powerful emotion.
脾气、生气是很有力量的感情。
There's good anger and there's bad anger.
有好的，也有坏的这个脾气。
I play different sports.
我玩不一样的运动，游戏。
And I don't like to lose.
而且我不喜欢输。
So sometimes I get angry so that I don't lose.
所以有时候我生气、发脾气，所以我不会输，避免输。
Or sometimes I get into a very difficult situation and I get frustrated and angry.
所以有时候我遇见很困难的情况，我也会很烦躁、很生气。
The natural tendency with anger is to lash out.
去排压了，就是咱机械压排压是排到自己，比如钓鱼啦，什么就跟这个旅游啦，你可以释放一下嘛，钓鱼来排压的嘛，就是心情不是烦躁嘛。假如我要烦的时候，我就鱼让我喝了一声，一瓶解放式，就可以把压力排掉，全部忘掉，是不是？你不能，你喜欢唱歌啦，去唱歌啦，口亮唱歌啦，对吧？
It's the same idea. That you take, it's the same idea. You take the anger and then you channel it to something positive.
就是同样的概念，就是你拿这个脾气、生气的感情发泄在一个好的地方。
But as I've said before, the mind does that.
对，但是我说过，我的头脑会这样子。
Some people, they feel the anger, they feel the emotion, but the mind, they can't control it, so it ends up being bad.
所以有些人他们感觉到那个脾气、生气，但是那个脑控制不了，对，所以就会坏，就不好。
So one is to use your mind to control your emotions, and then to use it to something positive, like you mentioned.
所以为什么不如用你的头脑心理把它转接到一个好的地方，就像我们的弟兄分享。
So I think part of anger is to the anticipation.
所以我觉得生气这个问题概念重点是在那个预料中。
So if you anticipate, you feel the anger, and then you use your mind to control it, and then do something positive.
所以如果你看到你预料这个脾气要出来你就用你的头脑控制，然后把它发泄在一个转泄在一个好的一个
打一个昨天我不用钱啊，
他不知道是什么。
那不去打你。
What's the question?
什么问题？
我们上这个有的心情好吧，打了羽毛球了，干别的事情对吧？周里的话他们好干了，有时候哪里看看书也可以。主要是把你心情的烦恼转移到别的上面了，就不会那么心理压力大很大啊。
所以你建议可以讨论对，
人嘛，就是说，主要是看你表现，让你表现心情都挺烦的。
建议他们对，你了解。
I think it's also helpful to try to prevent something from getting worse.
我觉得可以帮助的就是要避免这个事情恶化。
So if you have a little anger and you don't deal with it, and then it goes to big anger and then it explodes.
所以如果你生气很小，你脾气小，但是如果你让它长多大的话，就会爆发。
That's why the friendship is important and dealing with the stress sooner to prevent something like anger or outbursts.
所以友谊是很重要的，要避免要应付的这个问题，早期应付，才能避免它恶化爆发。
In America, a lot of people are angry. That's why there's a lot of violence.
在美国，很多人生气，所以会有很多暴力的事情。
And Americans don't know how to deal with their anger in a healthy way.
所以美国人他不懂怎么样用健康的方式应付这个压力。
But I think Asians may be the other extreme. We don't express some of our feelings good enough.
所以我们亚洲人是另外一个极端的，因为我们有时候不够的去分享这些压力。
So we have to have a balance.
所以我们要有一个平衡。
So I was wondering if there are other good questions about dealing with your health, your mental health, stress.
所以我在想，你们还有什么关于心灵的压力这些问题吗？
这个脑的时不时的就是乱想，不是乱想，
慢性。
这个脑子里面有的时候就是说不是乱想，
不讲话讲这个。
对，你的问题是怎样应付什么？你是想问怎么样应付什么？
对。
Sometimes resting is good to slow down the rapid thoughts.
所以有时候休息躺下是好的，因为它可以让那些想法慢慢的停下。
Some people they practice meditation.
有些人他们就是练习一个meditation，
Some people practice meditation. Some people pray.
有些人祷告，有些人做沉思的活动。
And the idea is that it's to calm yourself down.
这个概念就是让自己平静下来。
And once you're calmed down, then you can think through those worries, and then to turn the negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
当你平静下来之后，你就可以把那些想法、忧郁转换成好的、正面的这个想法。
可以看下那地方有。对，快点就是对那静静，就是佛经嘛，
佛经。
对。
哦，你心里
让人静心嘛。
你修心了。So calming yourself down, relaxing, meditation, prayer, those are ways to control your thoughts.
所以让自己放松，放松进行沉思或者祷告，是可以帮助。
A lot of what we're talking about is lifestyle.
我们今天所谈的很多都是关于生活的行为。
So every day, if you practice these things that I've been talking about, gradually you'll be healthy.
所以如果每天你就去行这些事，渐渐的就会变健康。
So are there other questions?
还有什么问题
Comments?
什么意见？
就是在我的意识里头，我就感觉西方人比较开放一点，性格比较开放一点，然后东方人比较内敛一点，内向一点，是这个意思。
Experience the Westerners are more liberal and the Asians are more 对，然后你的意见？OK。
还有就是说，我们先自然就是
对，呀，就你想问为什么是？Why is this
So I grew up in America.
他在美国长大。
America's in the West.
他在美国西方。
In America, I was taught about freedom.
在美国我学了自由。
And that the most important is the individual to have freedom.
最重要的是我们个人，美国人都有自己的自由。
So if you have freedom, you can explore try many things.
所以如果你有自由，你可以尝试很多新的东西。
So because of the freedom, it goes hand in hand with the liberalism.
所以因为这个自由就是跟这个开放的概念和平。
So that's why in America there's a lot of creativity.
所以在美国有很多创意的想法。
And in our thinking, you think whatever you want.
所以你想法你可以任意的随便去想。
Sometimes it's a little weird.
有时候会有点奇怪。
But sometimes it creates many good things. Like in the West, they created the smartphone. It's amazing.
所以但是有时候会有好的事情发生，好像创作这个手机，现在的手机。
Now my mother grew up in China and moved to America.
对，我妈妈从中国长大，移民搬去。
So she used to tell me that in America there's too much freedom.
所以她告诉我，之前在美国太多的自由。
So if you have the freedom, you also need responsibility.
所以如果你有这个自由，你也需要责任感。
But sometimes people just have the freedom, no responsibility.
但是通常我们有这个自由，但是没有这个责任感。
So I don't know if that answers your question.
所以回答你问题。
认为最大的就是责任。万事是压力责任。但这个还有这个性格这个东西，是父母遗传的，还是说后天环境遗传的？性格对一个人的性格，我感觉先天的和是后天遗传的。还是后天影响的，就是说周围环境影响的，还是说父母这个不一定。说是父母压力大，是非的，看人家怎么查的。
Oh, that's a good question. Several factors that create the personality.
有几个因素创造的个性。
One is genetics.
一个是父母遗传。
So your parents
对你的父母。
contribute to your personality.
对你的这个影响到你的这个个性。
And then your friends shape your personality.
而且你的朋友也是塑造你的个性。
And your teachers also influence your personality.
而且老师也是影响到你的这个个性。
And then the culture influences your personality.
文化也是。
So all of that
所以所有
creates your personality.
因素都影响到你的个性。
It's just not one factor. It's multiple factors.
不只是单单一个因素，但是有很多个。
But that's a good question because you are your personality.
所以那个是好的问题，因为你就是你的个性。
So we want to understand ourselves better.
所以我们要更深一步的了解自己。
The more you understand your personality, the happier you should be.
当我们更深一步了解自己，我们会感觉更加的快乐。
So you have to reflect and think about, how you became the way you are.
所以我们要思想，为什么我们会变成今天现在的情况。
So an idea that we all should be thinking about is gaining wisdom.
所以另外一个概念我们要思想就是增加聪明。
So when you're younger and then you grow older, but you learn from your mistakes. We become wiser.
所以当你小时候你长大，你会学习你的过去的错误，变成更加的英明。
So our bodies mature, but also your personality should mature.
对我们的身体成熟了，但是我们的个性也要成熟。
So for some people, their problem is the personality stops growing.
所以有些人的问题就是他们的个性不成长。
And then they lack wisdom.
他们也缺乏这个智慧。
So we should all aspire to be wise and smarter by learning from life.
所以我们都要梦想去变成更有智慧，生命中更加有智慧。
And that's why I said the mind is so important, that we could reflect on our life and to be a better person.
对，我说这个心理很重要，因为我们要思想我们的生命所以我们可以变成一个更好的人。
Does that help you?
帮助。
另外还有一个问题，他说心情不好的时候，就是说可以运动、睡觉，还有就是心情不好的时候可以运动睡觉，还有就是
可以找人
跳
盘。那你说中国讲究禅道、悟道，就是说他心情不好的时候，他这个可能他什么他都不做，他就自己打禅，他就静坐，这个东西怎么解释？我心情不好，这为什么和尚他也不运动，他也不交谈，他就自己静坐？
现在说以前我们这边没事呢，是因为这个学